By 7 a.m., the lines at the Rwanda High Commission were starting to stretch as voters were eager to cast their ballots. They were even longer outside the Commission's gates. Rwandans in the diaspora have begun to cast their ballots in a presidential election. Many believe the incumbent Paul Kagame will win by a landslide. Kagame is facing two run-of-the-mill political rivals. The election for citizens living in Rwanda will happen tomorrow. What was visible were many young faces who queued to vote. Many of them born during and immediately after Rwanda's darkest period in its history, where over 800,000 were killed in an ethnically driven program. 2 million Rwandans fled their country to escape the bloodletting. From this illuminating light at the doors of Rwanda's High Commission emerges Stephen Murigo. His parents fled 2 months before he was born. He is now a pastor.
I was born here in Uganda, in the Masaka district, which is the Kalungu now district. I was brought up here in Uganda. As I told you, I was born here due to the history of Rwanda, because our parents were refugees here in Uganda for bad politics.
Jacinta Weber, who is a model, also waits to cast her ballot. She's quite popular on social media sites in Rwanda, but grew up and studied in Uganda. This too is the first time she's eligible to vote.
Rwanda is a secure country, very clean. It has a future, good future, each and every day. That's why I have to vote.
Much of the progress the tiny East African country has made in the 22 years is what is influencing their choice to vote, as Kagame seeks to transform Kigali into a sprawling metropolis.
And the Rwandans are celebrating the achievements that have been. Rwandans have gone through very difficult times, but I think Rwandans have now reached a point where they say, yes, let's own up, let's make our choices, let's do what is best for us, let's build a future that's good for us and the generations to come.
The deputy head of the Rwandan community in Uganda says many of the first-time voters will anchor their vote on this bright prospect.
Yeah, voting actions, they are voting their future accordingly to the past.
The High Commission expects at least 7,000 people to turn up to vote, a majority of whom will be first-time voters. After voting closes, the ballots will be kept in the country tomorrow and the tallying processes will begin. When Rwanda last voted in 2010, majority of the people who will show up to vote today were ineligible to vote because they were not yet of voting age. But also when Rwanda had its dark past in 1994, majority of the people that will vote today were only but just babies. This election is a first for them. Raymond Mujuni, NTV.